So it is day 27 of my water fast. And today has been a day full of surprises and just a really, really good day. Like a really, really good day. So I had the bubble run this morning. Good, clean run. I've been on the go all day, so I've not yet showered yet, but it was so much fun. I did it with a girlfriend of mine. We walked. We did not run. I am like incapable of running right now. But I feel really good. We got out in the fresh air. It was really, really fun. And then we went to the farmer's market and just kind of looked to see what else was in season right now. And we went to the bread shop and I showed her the bread shop and gave her an idea for avocado toast. It was nice to catch up with a girlfriend. It was just really fun. But today has been full of blessings. But first, so today has just been full of unexpected surprises. And let's kind of get into testimony first. At first, there was this theme kind of happening where I was like, God's story and a lesson and then my tip. And really what that is I'm just going to share my testimony with you. It's just authentic testimony. And I kind of miss getting into just the authenticness of it. So so you kind of noticed, if you've been following me, you've kind of noticed that I was going strong. I'm still strong, but the highs and lows, right? There are highs and lows in fasting. And without distraction, you have to turn inward. And it is my best practice to turn inward. Well, while you're turning inward, things can get a little shaky. And you'll notice that kind of in week 3, it was like last week. If you go back through my videos, it was like day 17 through like day 22, 23. I just had a lot of emotions kind of bubbling, a lot of doubt, a lot of worry, a lot of processing has taken place. And you'll also see that by the end of the day, by expressing that emotion and really kind of identifying what was going on within me, there was resolve there because there was prayer in my heart also. So the power of prayer, right? So, but you'll see it's real, it's raw. Go back, check them out. I can tag a couple of noteworthy ones in this description so you can see it. But it's real and it's what you will experience. You will experience this. And so it's showing you that what you will experience. And so you can actually see that it's normal and there is a way through. But the only way out is through. The only way out is in. Okay? So as this applies for today, I was, you'll see in my videos, I had questions. It's like, am I doing this right? Are my prayers good enough? Like, am I actually following God's instruction? Am I being a fool? Am I following foolishness? Is what I hear from God and my instruction from God actually from God? There are questions, there are doubts. And so today I went to church and today's sermon was about, am I doing this right? Am I following in God's purpose? Am I actually on the right path? How do I know if I'm on the right path? How do I know if I am following God, if I'm with God? How do I know? How do you know? And this just came at the perfect time for me. Pursuing my purpose, really chasing after it, praying for it, fasting for it. God, show me a purpose. Show me that there's a way forward. Show me what I'm meant to do with my life. I will follow you. I will do as you instruct me to do. I am listening to you. I am listening to you. God, show me what to do. Tell me what to do and I will do it. I will be connected with you. I will not turn to the right or to the left. So how do you know? And he broke it down in such an easy way that I'm going to share that with you because it offered so much clarity to me that I cannot help but want to share this with you. So he says there's God's word and then there's God's ways, and then there's God's will. Now, this really makes sense to me when he breaks it down. So there's God's word. So you have to crawl before you can walk. Not his words, mine. You have to crawl before you can walk. So you have to know God's ways. And how have I been so invested in knowing God's ways? You have to get in his word. And I can testify to that. I have a testimony to that. In September, I started getting into the word, and that I was chasing God's character. I want to know God. I want to know who you are. I want to know what you stand for. I want to know your character. I want to know what qualities you have that I also have. Like, I want to know you. I want to be with you. And if I'm your daughter, then that means I have to have you within me. So I am a product of you. So what parts of me are also a product of you? Like, what parts of me reflect who you are? What characteristics that you have do I also have? And what do you have that I don't? That I can use you as an example, and I can mold myself into the person that is a God-like person. How do I know you? I get into your word. And so that really resonated with me. It was like God's word. Well, God's word will teach you who he is, and it will root you. So it will root you in his word. You will become rooted in his word, and that is the word that I have been using for months. It's root you in, like, I'm rooting myself in God. I want to be firmly planted in God. I want to know him. He's my father. Instruct me. I am here. I am obedient. Discipline me, correct me, but pursue me and allow me to pursue you and show me how to be. And then I'm praying for purpose. So it's like, but to be in God's word will teach you who he is. Now God's ways are consistent. God is consistent. He is the same God as the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob and Abraham. Like, it's the same God. He's the same God because he's working powerfully in my life, and it's the same God, the same miracles, that same energy that I'm pulling from the Bible, like from him, it's the same. He is the same. So his ways are consistent. So I can rely on him. I can count on him. And I can be confident that when I am consistent in following God's character, if I'm actually following his ways, then I can walk out in confidence that I am in his image and my ways are good. And I can trust that my behavior is upright as it compares to him in the book. So it's like, how do you know if your ways are God's ways? Or how do you know if you are with God or that you're reflecting God? Because what you're doing holds up in his word. And I'm like, that's right. And so I can walk out of the house in confidence. I'm gaining confidence as I'm building trust in him. And upright behavior. And I'm rooting myself in him. I can walk out in confidence, and I become more confident. So the more I'm starting to trust him, the more confident that I can walk on and know that I am walking with God. So there's God's word, and then his ways, his consistent ways, and then there is his will. So I can be confident that I'm oriented towards God. I can step out in confidence knowing I'm walking in his image. And how beautiful is that? And then so maybe in times of strife, it's an opportunity for him to show us our cracks so that we can discover them, and then also realize that we can root ourselves in him, which is beautiful. And then in times of like wind and earthquakes and fire, and then there's that whisper that we hear in the midst of all that. So maybe right now God is actually teaching me to eliminate, well, while there may be distractions, while there may be chaos and fire and winds, I'm being trained to hear past that and to hear him in all things, to listen and find him in ways that I would not have felt before. So I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Let's get right to the slant boarding tip because I really want you guys to see that. It's in a separate clip, so I get to use my transition skills that I've learned. I took this video this morning. I got to show you my routine. I kind of walked you through how to use a slant board or an inversion board. So let's just get into that. We're gonna skip over to that. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my page. I really appreciate your support. And I will just get into the rest of this tomorrow because I just really think that it's important that you get to see the slant board in action. Thank you for listening to my testimony, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, my tip for today is to use a slant board. Now, a slant board and an inversion board can be very similar if you don't have a slant board. So right now, my slant board is in storage, but God gifted me an inversion board. So I'm using an inversion board in place of a slant board. Now, the idea behind a slant board is that we get our feet above our head, ideally at about a 22-degree angle. We allow our body to rest upside down where we can get all of our good oxygen-rich blood to our head. A lot of us spend our time on our feet all day, and that gives opportunity for gravity to weigh all of our internal organs down. So we want to make sure that we bring them back up and we innervate them so that they're vital and they go back to where they're supposed to be. This allows for our prolapsed organs, or our organs that have been weighed down all day, to find their way back to where they're supposed to be. And then we also, because we are not only working for that oxygen to get to our head and our organs to go back to where they're supposed to be, we want to train them to be back where they're supposed to be, but we want to innervate them so that they are active and vital, right? So I'm going to show you some exercises that we can do to make sure that our bowel muscle is active and functioning. And then one of our goals after our fast is to ensure that we are having natural, big, bulky bowel movements following our fast as quickly as possible. So I'm going to show you how to activate your gut so that these muscles are active and ready to promote muscular bowel movements after the fast. So I'm just going to hop on. I'm going to go upside down, although this thing, it does have different settings. So I actually can set it to go like just here. But I'm going to go upside down. And what I'm going to do is, while I'm upside down, I'm going to take my hands and I am going to around my gut. And going in and around. And I'm going to go and I'm going to massage upward from my right lower, which is my ascending colon. I'm going to go up my ascending colon. I'm going to go over my transverse colon. And then I'm going to work my way down my descending colon. I'm going to make sure that it's all woken up. And then I'm going to hit again. Go up the center. I'm going to go to the right and stretch out my ascending colon, and I'm going to pat. Go to the center, and I'm going to go down my descending colon by stretching to the right, which helps me get my lower descending colon.
And then I'm gonna hang 10. And you wanna hang 10 for like 15 minutes if you can. Just allow your body to rest. Now, the exercises are different when are similar in that respect. We're waking our bowels up. We're bringing everything up, so we're like pulling from our lower pelvis all the way up to our ribs in an upward fashion. This is moving our internal organs upward. Again, reminding them exactly where they're supposed to be. This is getting oxygen-rich blood. We're oxygenating every part of our brain that lacks oxygen from being on our feet all day. And the benefits of being upside down here are that it also, on an inversion board especially, is that it stretches your spine out and it aligns your hips. So if you're suffering from lower back pain, or you feel like your spine needs to be elongated, this is very, very helpful to do. This is a very helpful exercise. Now, when I get my slant board back, I will absolutely show you other exercises that you can do to strengthen your lower bowels, your obliques, and your abdomen. But for now, this is what I will show you. And so this is part of my morning routine every day for at least 5 or 10 minutes before I go to work. Ideally, you can find your way upside down about 3 o'clock. That is when gravity is at its heaviest and is weighing the most down on you. So if you can get upside down, if you're at a hospital, take your break around 3 o'clock and find an empty bed and go Trendelenburg on your bed. This will get that oxygen-rich blood to your brain. It will replace your caffeine. You will not need caffeine anymore. And if you want to take a nap, you will have the most peaceful, like 30 to 45 minute sleep that you will have all day. This will also allow you to sleep better at night. Again, getting those, making sure that you take your organs and you pull them up, that being a primary focus here, and then give yourself a pat to wake your bowels up. Also, if you find that you'll find that you'll urinate much better if you suffer from a prolapse, causing your bladder to become restricted. You'll have to pee a lot when you wake up from a nap like this. Anyway, that's my tip for day 27. Thank you so much for watching.